Hey my friends, it's your boy Banner and welcome to another episode of Try Bonsai. So, I started the video as usual, showing you something. This, my friends, is a Wrightia Religiosa Water Jasmine that I've had for a bit. This is a root cutting and I have been trying my wiring technique on this. And you might look at the wiring and think, ooh boy, banana boy, wow. And here's my rationale. If I have to use wire, it ain't gonna be no little petty curve. It's gonna be something extreme. That's my take on using wire. If I'm using wire, something just fell and a number of little parrots just flew away from a guava tree that is in full bloom. Anyways, as I was saying, if I use in wire, it has to be something extreme. So, as I said, this is a root cutting, and I have been trying to train this lead into doing something a little crazy. You seen the developing flowers here? So, to me, it coming out nice. No, the thing is, I want to repot this, but I don't know what the root system looks like. And I don't know, to be very honest, what pot I want to put this in. So I have a series of little pots right here. But I also have bigger training pots that I could put it in. And I don't know. And this is where the dilemma is. I want to repot, but I don't know what I want to put it in, and I don't know what style. If I want to do a root over rock, if I want to plant it as is, I don't know what under the dirt looks like. So, me and you, both of us, we're going to look at this for the first time, what the root system looks like, and we're going to figure this out, well, together on video, but I'm going to figure this out by myself. Because, to be very honest, sometimes you have a piece of work to do and you don't necessarily know what exactly you want to do, but something ends up happening in the moment, the more you look at it. So I'm hoping that this is one of them times where the more I look at it as I reveal the root system, something will come to me. And we'll start the development of something pretty fantastic. Yeah, so let me just go. Okay, so I'm all set up and I'm gonna get this out of this dirt. Now, the soil is a bit wet, which is not necessarily ideal, but say what? Yeah. Lots and lots of roots in a nice sandy soil. And for whatever reason, my friends, I lost my root rake. So I don't know where my root, I have no idea what I did with my root rake, where it gone. No clue at all. Yes. Anyways, what I'm going to do now is to take my time. Yes, the soil is wet, so I have to take extra time in getting this existing soil, which is very sandy, off of the root ball to see what it is I'm working with. So I'm not going to keep you for that. Let me go and do that. I'm going to probably use water to wash it off. And then we're going to come back and take a look at the roots. Yeah? So I've exposed the roots, and what is left, because I used water to wash out the roots, and the roots have gone into the drainage screen. So I'm trying to gently remove it from the drainage screen, which isn't proven to be so good because the roots have matted under this drainage screen. So I'm gonna have to cut this away. Right, so I've cut that away. And now we could take a look at this root system and see what we have happening here. So let me just clean up my work area a little bit and let's see what's happening. So I adjusted the camera and I've taken a look at this root system here. And boy, you have a nice thing happening here, you know. But we have a little bit of complexities, because what I did was that I planted it. As I said, this is a root cutting. Well, this was a root that I planted, and I left this and I left this. And I don't want, let me see, if I remove this part of it, am I left with a substantial root system? If I leave this part, is it something worth working with? That's the question. Because if I remove this, then I could always reorient the tree. But once I have this here, I'll have to plant it kind of flat. Or at least I think so. Now here's another thing. Here's another root coming off of here that is very big. Right? So I have to really think about this. I have to think about this because I don't want to take away too much from it. I kind of want to use, my friends, I want to use the weirdness. I seem to have a liking for, I seem to gravitate towards weird things. Weirdness in trees and whatnot. This is a very major root here. Right? We have some feeder roots higher up. But I don't know that this is what if we want to create that kind of root flare system with this. We have a little bit of rotting items. And I have a couple rock samples on the side here, just in case I decide to put it on a rock. And if I put it on a rock, which way am I going to put it? I can't put it like this. That's a no. I could put it like this. Can I? Nah. It have to go something like this or slightly slanted. Let me think about this and come back. Yeah. So I'm thinking, and I'm thinking, and I'm thinking. And I'm thinking that I want to remove this fella here. I put these two because I want to believe that this is the right pot. For now, a training pot, rather than putting it into something shallower or one of these. You know, sometimes you're looking at something and you have to make a cut and you're scared to cut. Have you ever been in that situation where you're frightened to cut, boy, because, wait, sir, I don't know. Oh my gosh. But if I don't cut, then what? So, I'm thinking I want to take this guy off, removing these rocks. If I take that guy off, then it will be planted the same way it was. If I don't take this guy off, I could plant it the way it was, where there are feeder roots to the bottom here. However, this will have to come off because this is coming this way. If I change the orientation, then I could take this guy off, and I could still probably take this guy off and work the rest of the roots to get something of a spread. Identifying which is the front. This would be the front. Okay, so I'm going to take this guy off, my friends, and let's see how it works. So here we go. According to Nigel, big cut coming up. That is it. This is gone. Putting that there, and I could actually plant this and see if I get anything from it. I don't know if you've seen. Yeah, I could plant this and see if I get anything from it. So as I took this off, it makes it a little bit clearer, making this the focal point. So with that said now, I feel like I'm inclined to take this off. And if I take this off, then all of the roots will be concentrated in this spot off of the main trunk. So I have a couple guys that kind of curling in. Let me put this one side. And let me take this. So all of these are curling. And now I'm going to take this guy off. Before I take off this little one, let me see how that works. So another big cut. How does that look? No, because this is not natural. So I'm going to remove this. So that has been removed, and I am left with this basically. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut these back. And let's start to work the root system from here. So I'm going to plant this, my friends. Should I take this, or would that be too much? If I take this, would the tree survive? Oh my word. Because this is very big. Well, sometimes there's how to go for goal or go home. You know? Go for goal or go home. Is this a go for goal type situation? Well, let me know what you think in the comments. Now, if I do take this, if I decide to take this, then I'm asking the tree to survive on these. And what I would do if I'm asking the tree to survive on these, I'd have to remove these little developing flowers because it's going to take too much energy from the tree. So, this is very big. All right, go for goal or go home. As I say, let me know in the comments. It's gone. Oh, Lord, Father. Oh, my. This was a lot. Oh my. Let me know in the comments what you think about this piece of work that I'm doing here. Right? My friends are going to plant this, and let's see how this goes. The question is, did I do too much? We will see in time. Right? I believe it will survive. I'm staying with that positive mindset. It will survive. Right? And we can work with this. And let's see how this goes. Oh, ways. Okay, so I placed some dirt into the pot, and I'm spreading the roots in as radial a pattern as I can. And I'm going to cover this up. Ah! Oh my. This is some root work, if ever I saw root work. Oh my. So I'm spreading out the roots, as I said, in a radial type pattern. And I am going to make sure that they make very good contact. I have some bigger pieces of clay in the soil. Orient this wire just a little. And I think I'm going to do this over because I want to plant this a little bit deeper. So let me start this thing over. So I countersink the plant a little bit, the young tree, a little bit more into the pot because I would like it to get full coverage, and I'm using another pot to scoop out dirt. And yeah, let's see how this goes. I'm going to give it a good soaking. And in a couple weeks' time, I'm going to fertilize to make sure that I increase the chances of this thing. Well, when I fertilize in a couple weeks, I would hope that in a couple weeks' time I would see signs of new growth that I could encourage more, because really and truly, the roots are my main concern right now. It doesn't have much roots, and I'm making a mess here, boy. Where is that? What I'm going to do, I don't tie down trees. I don't ever tie down trees. So I'm going to use a rock or a couple rocks to stabilize and to hold this down. And I'll remove the rock, the stones, when the tree is stable in the pot. So this is what I have happening here. Now, the next question is, do I maintain this leaning style, or should I bring it? I'm doing it, I'm saying or, and I'm already doing it. I bring in the trunk a little bit more upright. And what I feel I'm going to do as well, should I cut this back? I think I want to cut this back. I'm going to cut back wire and everything. Everything. So I took off the top. I'm going to bring this trunk back in on itself, just a tad, because it needs to maintain the crazy that I talk about here. Remember the crazy that I said in the earlies? And full disclaimer, this ain't going to be everybody cup of tea, but I'm trying something. So let me see, how does that look in your view? All right. I'm going to take this back. And I'm going to take this. I'm going to leave this fella for now. So let me get a 360 view on this thing, and then let me get this thing a good soaking, and that is it for today, my friends. That is it for today. Did I capture the trunk as I wanted it to be captured? I do not know. In the future, I can change the orientation again, just to make sure that we capture what is the actual front, because I want to believe that this thing could be turned just slightly that way. But for now, the concentration is getting these roots on their way and ensuring that the plant, the tree, survives. So let me clean up and give you a view on it. So I've taken the opportunity to give it a good soaking, and let me let you guys see, get a 360 view on this. This is the potential front. As I said, I want to twist it just a little bit to really show off the beauty in the trunk. It comes up with that curve, and I have a lot of things blocking this very big turntable that I have here. So I have to move some items. So 1 second. All right, so going around, the rock is kind of blocking. This could also be a potential front, showing off the trunk. Now the trunk goes away, but then it comes back to you. So all these things could be worked out in the future. What is my main concern, as I said before, is its survival. Going around again, the rock blocking earlier, I know. And we're back to where we started. So my friends, let me know what you think in the comments. I would love to see the comments on this. And if I should have removed all of these roots. As I said, some of these roots could be planted to create new material, but to be honest, I have enough material and out of space over there. Oh Lord, out of space. So I ain't creating no more material. I have nowhere to put it. Yeah, let me know what you think in the comments in terms of the root removal and the possible trajectory for this tree. Based on what I've done already, let me know what you think and where you see the future of this tree heading, with its survival. And if I did not remove the roots, I would love to know what you all would have done with a root system like that. Really, I would love to know, for the sake of knowledge, because you don't always get that ideal specimen. You just have to make that unconventional weird piece of material into something workable. And it is real tax the brain sometimes, boy. Oh Lord, it is tax the brain. But we do what we can when we can, you know. So, like, my friends, the likes help. Subscribe if you haven't. Comment, as I say, comment or like, give me them comments. Click that like button and come in with them comments. You know, and if you know anybody that would benefit from the work that I do, you could share. Yeah. And as I usually say, my friends, be good to yourself, be good to others. It's a beautiful Friday. You know, treat people how you want to be treated. Treat people how you want to be treated. A lot of the times you're treating people badly, but you want to be treated great. It don't work like that. And remember, my friends, our climate, the one little planet that we have, is our responsibility. We have an opportunity to change it for the better. If not for ourselves, let's do it for the future generations. Yeah? And on that note, I will see you all soon. Take care. Bye.